What's up? You see this shit? Look at this. We outside. I am here with Jeremiah Watkins. Say what's up.
What's up, everybody?
Wait,
How you
did
doing?
I say it wrong?
No, this is right. Jeremiah Watkins.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I'm like, did I say it wrong?
Yeah.
I know how to say Watkins. That's
Yeah.
a black last name.
It's a very black name.
That's actually the blackest name ever. Jeremiah Watkins is a pretty black name.
I went up at many comedy clubs, and people think that they're going to see a certain kind of comic, and then black people are let down when they see me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I was introduced to you through the N-word wave on a roast battle.
Yeah.
And not everybody on there was a nigga, but they had nigga names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, so what we're going to do today, instead of playing video games, we're playing Cornhole. Are you familiar with this game? Did you grow up playing this game?
I'm from Kansas, so this is probably going to be one of the most Kansas podcasts we've ever done. We're
Let's
playing
do it.
Cornhole. We're out here.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
This is public property, baby.
Like general rules. If you get it in the hole, that's 3 points.
Okay.
If you just get on the board, that's 1 point.
All right.
But let's say I get it in the hole and on the board, like that's 4, okay?
Yeah.
But if you get one on the board, and that's the only one that you get on the board, I drop down to 3. So the points can't cancel each other out.
Oh, this is way more complicated than I thought.
That's why I wanted to refresh online real quick before I looked at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right,
let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Nothing. So what was it like growing up in Kansas? Ooh, what was it like growing up in Kansas? First shot.
Very different from Los Angeles. People are very nice in. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So now we're at 0. We're both at 0 right now.
Oh, okay.
They
we
cancel each other out. Yeah.
All right, ready? So what do you mean by people are very nice?
Well, in
Because
LA,
it's not the South.
Yeah, well, in LA, like I had to tone down my Midwestern values a little bit when I moved to LA, because like I would go out and say hi to everybody at gas stations and grocery stores and whatnot, and that kind of freaks people out, like in bigger cities, because they're wondering what you want.
What you up to?
Yeah, what are you up to?
I'm like that. Like I'm a nice guy, and I'm tall, and I'm from a mean city, and people don't expect that. They don't know how to react to that. They're like, "What's your agenda, dog?" All right, so wait.
So
who won that one? I won, or
you have
won?
1 point now.
And then
you got 3. You got 3 on the board. You got 3 on the board, and you sunk 1.
And you got.
I got 2 on
points.
the board, and I sunk 1. So you just have 1 point.
Okay.
And we're playing to 21.
Yo, this game really fucks with your ability to do math, man.
For these purposes, usually we would stay the same color, but for this podcast, we'll just remember, like I'll be black now, you'll be white now. And then we'll go from there. So that way we're not having to, because a lot of times in Cornhole you'll switch sides like afterwards and stuff like that.
Okay.
And you'll keep the same color, but just so we can keep podcasting, we'll do it like this.
All right. Is your family originally from Kansas City? Not Kansas City, Kansas, right?
Kansas City, Kansas, yeah.
Oh, so I can hear it.
Yeah.
Can I do it like this?
Yeah, whatever form you want. Yeah, jump shot.
Oh, okay.
You tried to curry it.
Yeah.
No, my dad grew up in the Cayman Islands, actually.
Cayman Islands?
The Cayman Islands, his parents were missionaries.
Oh.
And then he grew up in Mississippi after that.
So that explains your name.
Partially. Oh, yeah, for sure. A very biblical name, yeah.
Are you religious?
Grew up very religious.
Are you still, but are you religious?
Am I religious? It sounds very LA, but I'm a very spiritual person, I say now. I pray every day. I believe in God, but I don't like going to church.
I don't even think that's an LA thing. I think that's just the adult things. Adults don't got time to go to church. Like, I'm spiritual, too. What's your level of spirituality?
Believe in God, believe in a heaven and a hell. Believe that I try to pray every day. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how deep we want to get as far as. Woo!
Oh, I was just trying to see. You got that one, but now I got to get it. Ready?
Yep.
I was just trying to see if you believe in spirit stones, because that's where I'm at with it.
In spirits?
Like stones, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the amethyst and tiger's eye and rose quartz?
I actually, no.
You're not there with it?
No.
I am.
Yeah, okay, so how did you get into that then?
I think I've always been in it, right? I think I remember growing up, and one of my foster parents, because I grew up in foster care, and one of my foster parents gave me like this, you know those little stones with the angels in them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they gave me one of them. It was like, this will protect you, and I just kept that mentality, and I was like,
sure.
Oh, well, any stone that has any religious, not religious, but spiritual properties, and
right.
It's supposed to be like, oh, this is rose quartz, or this is onyx, and this is good for courage. Like, I just took that with me. I left everything else. Like, I was like, I'm not going to church.
Right.
I pray, but when I pray, it's more of like a thank you than
being grateful for yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I was always taught that's how you get things. If you say thank you versus asking,
okay.
You get it.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to manipulate God, yo.
I used to think,
yes.
Okay, so I got one, basically. So because you have 4 and I had 5.
Yeah.
So now we're 1-1 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in a very religious household.
I used to look, I think as a little kid, you learn and you figure out what your interpretation of God is later on.
Yeah.
I used to think of God that he was like a genie that could grant wishes. That's how you look at him like a little kid, because like your parents are like, if you're good, this might happen.
Yeah.
So like then I would pray to God for the new Game Gear or whatever.
Did you get it?
Huh?
Did you get it?
Eventually I saved up enough money where I bought it from, so I had to work hard to get it.
How'd you look at God after that? Were you like, all right, God's cheap?
Well, no, but I think your parents in the church is like God is behind everything kind of thing. So God motivated you to get to work. You know what I mean? Like that kind of. Oh man, you're killing me on these.
Oh, black people good at everything.
Yes, they are. Too much.
See, I'm learning something. If I flatten the bag a little bit,
it helps a lot. Yeah.
Fuck! I thought I had something. I thought I was on to something.
Yeah.
So what stopped you from being religious and moved on to spirituality?
The organized religion factor turned me off.
Okay.
It got where I thought that it was, and I think that there's probably churches out there that people connect with where I might even like eventually, but it got to a point where the whole just going to church, it felt like the churches that I was going to, they were trying to show off their Christianity more than being just a good person.
Yeah.
They're trying to one-up each other with praise and worship and like, well, I did this for God. I did that. And I'm like, that kind of turned me off to
bragging.
Like the competition aspect of that. I'm like, well, I compete in literally everything else in my life. This is the one area where I'm trying not to compete with anybody.
Did you go to mega churches?
I went to a couple in LA, and that was the final. I was like, I can't. Like,
damn.
It was woof.
Yeah.
I went to a couple, like one service where it turned me off immediately. Where I was like, this is so LA and Hollywood. I was like, this is the last thing I want to do is go and spend time in a place where it's like even more concentrated than,
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Everybody's there waiting for like a casting call. It's like a casting call in church.
Yeah, when the pastor had his Twitter handle on the screen, I was like, I'm out.
Damn. See, I stopped going to church when Twitter and all that stuff was around. Is it my turn?
I think
I
so.
thought it was your turn.
Oh, is it?
Because I made one and missed one.
Okay.
God damn.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to mega churches before they got all that technology. And it was the same shit where I was like, yo, y'all just showing off y'all new clothes.
Right.
Damn. How many siblings do you have?
Older brother and a younger sister.
Older brother, younger sister. So you're the middle kid.
I am the middle kid.
What was it like being a middle kid in Kansas City to parents, to missionaries? Did you get overlooked? Did you feel like you was invisible?
No.
Or did you get a lot of attention?
No, I got a lot of attention.
Yeah?
I did.
Usually middle kids, they vanish. It's the oldest and then the youngest. The youngest gets all the attention because they're the baby.
Right.
The oldest gets all they're bitter because they got all the ass whoopings. So now they just out the house doing whatever the fuck they want. And then the middle kid just can, sneak around.
Well,
Now you?
I'm definitely, as far as like, I still have the middle child attributes where I did something that is like both of my siblings still live in Kansas City.
Okay.
I'm the black sheep that moved out. That's very far away. I was the first. Like, I thought I was gonna be the last to have kids. I ended up being the first to have kids in my family.
Yeah.
Like,
How many children you got?
2 kids now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up like calling your mom and dad by their first name? Could you do that?
No.
No. Look. There's some
No,
people.
I'm not that white.
No. Here's the thing.
It's
not a white thing.
It's not.
It's not. So
Dude,
I was in 15 different foster.
I've only had I've only had white friends
Yeah.
that would do that. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Nah.
My black friends would never do that to their parents.
So one of the benefits of growing up in foster care and bouncing around different people's houses, you get to see how parents really interact with their biological kids. I would see black kids calling their parents by their first name, saying shit like, all right, Patricia, all right, like acting like that, and never got their ass whooped.
Dude.
So I wanted to, I'm like, yo, it
to
can't
me,
just
that's
be a
such
white
a sign
thing.
of disrespect.
It's a super sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of the mom, not the kid. The mom is the one that blurred that line between authority and a friend.
Yeah.
You know?
It is on them to teach, like, hey, this is the way. This is how we do things.
I felt that. I had
Yeah.
to, let me get back in frame. How'd you know not to do that? Like, what was the first thing that happened would let you know? You was like, oh, I can't fuck with them.
Well, I was a kid, just, a lot of kids in our generation where if you acted out a line, you got the belt from your dad, and then you get like you get the wooden spoon from mom.
Okay.
And it was just that's just kind of how it was. They would shoot. I mean, I had a lot of respect for my dad because he has an intensity about him, especially like where he would give you a look.
Yeah.
Like he had that dad look.
Give me the look. Give me the look and then give the camera the look. Let's see if it's intense.
Like this, just immediately.
I shut the fuck up.
Right.
I would shut my ass up.
Yeah.
If my
Just
dad looked at me like that, I'd be like, all right. I start doing push-ups.
Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you need? What do you need?
Are you doing this on purpose?
I'm trying to.
Oh, I feel like you're trying to do something. I felt like you was trying to knock them all in at the same time.
Oh,
like do a thing where you got
nice.
them all and then slid it in. Let's see. Nope.
Okay, so you got two. You got 2 in.
2 in and 2 on the thing.
6, 7, 8, and I got
none in.
all. Okay, so I got 4 on the board. You got 4 points that time.
Yeah. All right.
So it's.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing the math on this.
It's 5-2 you, I believe. And now and I got to say this because in the comments, the people who are cornhole aficionados, typically you and I would be on the same side.
Oh.
Because what happens is then I can try to knock yours off and stuff like that. So we're playing like a podcast version of Cornhole. For anybody who's like, that's actually the way you guys are doing it is wrong. Because there's always that person in the comments.
I just ignore those people. I'm like, we was having fun.
Right?
What would you have to do for your mom to beat you? Because I feel like mom
whoopings. It would have to be way more. It would have to be way more.
Because the spoon seems worse than a belt. A wooden spoon.
A wooden spoon to the hand.
Huh?
Wooden spoon to the hand.
Did she get some knuckle with it?
No, it'd be like on the inside, like a popping kind of thing.
Where would the belt go? Butt?
Oh, bare butt.
Bare butt.
Yeah.
That's the worst. When you gotta take off clothes to get a whooping.
Yeah.
When did you start getting whippings over the clothes?
We would do that too. I think that the bare butt was. I don't remember. Come to think of it, I think that wasn't like too. It was more like jeans or like night pants or something like that. I don't think there's. I think you had to be really bad to get the bare butt. I think my sister had to get that a couple times, like with a switch.
Yeah.
My dad would grab a switch off the tree and set it on the dash when we would go on road trips. So when you would look forward, that was what could be your future if you were acting up.
Yo, that's some psychological warfare right there.
It is.
Just
be
leave
good,
it there.
But it's right there on the dash the whole
just
trip.
Point. You see that right there?
Yeah.
Like Babe Ruth or ass whoopings. He's just calling it.
Right.
Do you remember your last whooping when you were smart enough to go, I'm going to not get caught? Because I don't think bad behavior stopped, right? It was just you stopped doing it in the way that got you punished.
Yeah, I think before, like, as you become a teenager, those obviously they stop happening because as you start getting older, like, you start getting grounded or whatever. Yes, you sunk another one.
I sunk another one.
You start getting grounded over or things taken away from you that are more meaningful than a spanking. Because after a point, if you get hit, you're like, all right, well, the pain will go away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back to doing what I want to do. But if they take away something that you really want to do, or you can't go out with friends or something, which used to be like the biggest thing, like, oh, I can't go to this. Why not? You know.
What was the thing? What was that for you? Because every kid has one thing where they're...
It was certain movies and stuff. My dad was more strict than my mom. My mom would always be like, pick your battles with your father. Do you really want to do this one? Or like so it'd be certain movies like that I want to go to with friends where my dad's like, nah, it's too inappropriate, or we couldn't rent certain things, or
like what? What movie?
Oh,
see, dang. I know you up to something.
I'm trying to.
I know it. You're trying to get all these in.
All of them. It would just be like R-rated movies, mainly comedy movies that I'd want to see. I remember I wasn't allowed to watch like South Park. I wasn't allowed to. The Simpsons would be off and on.
Yo. How many black cornhole players are there? I think I should go to the league, yo. I should go to the cornhole
As soon
league.
as black people find out about cornhole, it's over for white people.
Y'all moving on to something else.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 4 on the board?
4 on the board.
But you got 3, 6, 9, 10. Woo. So 10, you got 6 points that time.
Yeah.
So you're up to 14 points to 2.
Yo. It looked like you're getting another whooping now, yo.
Yep.
Were your family members allowed to step in and discipline you? Or was it just mom and dad who allowed to put their hands
it was
in?
I remember my grandma, I think, would give my sister and me like whoopings every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then like aunts and uncles, I think, they never hit us, but they could discipline us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it was more their choice to not hit us. But I think my parents would have been like, hey, if they're acting out of line, then
give them something.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Do you know what type of music you were conceived to? Your parents ever tell you that? They ever tell you?
No. I doubt I was conceived in music. I don't know.
Old school moans and groans?
I think so. I think it was just good old-fashioned raw good fun. Fun in the raw.
When do you get your first sip of alcohol?
I've never drank.
You don't drink?
Don't drink, and I've never drank.
Do you smoke? You don't smoke weed?
I don't.
Oh, so you're clean.
I'm a sober dude.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way?
It's always been that way.
Is there a reason why?
Yeah, for sure. Religion, first of all. Growing up very religious in the church.
Uh-huh.
But then later on, my family has had a lot of issues with alcohol over the years, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like I saw it and I was like, I'm good. You know, like I was like, obviously, if it's an issue in the family, it's like a thing that I gotta kind of be aware of and cognizant of. So
yeah,
I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
You're predisposed.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't that suck? When you're predisposed to some whack shit, you're like, nobody got no money. Nobody
Right.
got nothing. No fucking insider trader tips.
Right.
It's all alcoholism.
Oh, you
Does
son
that
of a gun.
that counts?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 5, and I got.
You got 2 right here,
6 and
then
8.
you got 2 in here.
Okay, so that's 8 points for me. So minus your 5, that's 3 points for me. So I'm at 5 now.
Okay.
And you're at 14 or 16.
I believe I was at 14.
Okay.
Okay.
So 14-5 now.
14-5.
Anybody's game still. Cornhole can turn around real quick. Okay.
How you handle situations when everyone is drinking and smoking? Like, what do you do in that situation?
People, and by people, like when you're younger,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a bigger deal.
Yes.
At parties and stuff, it's expected that you're gonna drink with everybody, that you're gonna smoke, you're gonna join the circle, right?
Yeah.
People respect my life choices now,
Okay.
especially like I'm an adult with a good group of friends. They respect that I decide to not drink or do drugs, right? But they know that I'm down to hang. Like if people are passing around a joint in a circle, I don't have a problem with them passing to me, and I just keep passing it.
And you
I'm not
pass
gonna
it
make
to
a
the
big
next person.
deal
Yeah.
out of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, cool.
You're not going to get offended. Like, I don't do that.
Right,
you
right.
heathens.
I'm not trying to judge somebody else for having a good time in their way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I know this about myself. I'd probably like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I did it, I'd probably enjoy it.
Absolutely.
But I've just decided not to, like, up to this point, and I don't see the benefits of starting so late in life.
Nah, that makes sense. I fucked up. I started late in life. I started smoking weed at 30, which was fine because I got
That
all
is
my
late,
brain
though.
cells.
That's
Huh?
late.
That's super late.
That's super late.
I was the same way as you. I grew up with addiction in my family,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I can't go down that path. I can't go down that path.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I took an edible, I called my mom in the Uber, and I was like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the tipping point for you? What was the thing that finally made you be like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I want to experience this?
That I was like, well, I got some sort of self-control. If I've done it, if I haven't done it up until this point and it's always been available, it wasn't like I wasn't in those circles. Like growing up in foster care, it's kind of like, it's your shot or my shot?
I think I'll go.
Like a lot of after-school programs I went to and stuff for foster kids, you can get access to a lot of shit. A lot of kids was having sex earlier. Oh, I got one more.
Oh, you got one more.
A lot of kids, a lot of kids were having sex earlier.
Did I sink one or no?
Yeah, you sank one
So
and you got 3 on the board.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I feel like we're missing one. Ain't it supposed to be 5?
I think technically on both sides,
Yeah.
there's supposed to be 5, but let's see. So I had 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you sunk 3, 4, 5. So I got 1 point that time.
Yeah.
So I'm at 6, and you're still at 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to a lot of like after-school programs for foster youth and stuff, and drugs were always available. Like there was always somebody who had something and doing something, but I just knew where it ended up. And I wasn't preachy, but I would be like, yo, why y'all doing that? Like we're all here because our parents went through that whole shit, and a lot of kids didn't care. But then eventually, as I got older, I started to just think about it. I was like, well, weed can't be as bad as crack or cocaine or the hard shit. But the first time I even took an edible, it was a mistake. My roommate, she had made 2 trays of brownies, and one was weed brownies and one was regular brownies. And I ate the weed brownies thinking it was the regular brownies, and I ate more than I was supposed to. I ate like damn near a quarter of the sheet and was blasted.
Of course.
And just that feeling, I was like, wait, this ain't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was mild. It just made me want to laugh and chill all day. But it wasn't an escape, which that's what I always thought about drugs, is that people took drugs to like run from their problems and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it creates other problems. But now I feel like weed is kind of, it's getting to crack levels now. You see what they do in the weed? They got dabs and
Oh yeah,
all that shit.
Some of that stuff's crazy. I knew you were gonna get that last one. I think we canceled each other out that
we
one.
canceled
Yep.
each other out. We got the same exact one.
So still 14-6.
You ever smoked cigarettes when you was a kid?
No.
No.
The closest
You ever
thing,
had to do the cigarette run? Oh, go ahead.
closest thing I've had to cigarettes was I did this stunt where I was trying to break the world record for most cigarettes in a mouth,
Yeah.
and I put like the record was something insane, like 100 and something. I could only fit like 80 in my mouth. It was for the this morning radio show I used to do in Kansas City.
Okay.
And I had like 80 in my mouth, and they're like, all right, we're gonna light them now. And then like I like just from like smelling the tobacco,
Yeah.
just from them being in my mouth, I threw up in a trash can just from like smelling it.
Damn.
Yeah.
You said you threw up in the trash can? Damn. Wait,
Yeah.
you didn't even inhale.
I
They
didn't even no, it wasn't even lit or anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I used to be a real I used to be that was bad. I used to be real sensitive to cigarettes and cigarette smoke. Until I became a comedian, I'm way less sensitive to it now because
Yeah.
way less sensitive to it now, just because so many of our friends smoke and stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
around and just hanging out and stuff like that.
Okay. So you never like
There we
even
go.
tried to pump fake in front of your friends and act like you were cool? You didn't go through like a teabag phase where you would like roll the teabag and act like you smoking?
No.
Never?
No,
Oh man.
No, because I was always I'm very extreme with my. I don't know, just with how I do things. Like I'm just like no, if I'm gonna do something, I do it 1,000%, or I don't do it at all.
Where's that come from? Is that family values or is
There's
that
some family values in there. There's also some family, maybe even some family dysfunction, like maybe even some OCD in there. I don't know.
Okay.
My parents are very extreme. Like when they loved each other in their marriage, it was like the best marriage ever.
Yeah.
When they didn't, it was real bad. They're divorced and remarried now.
Okay.
So they just kind of lived extreme lifestyles, I think.
I thought hold on.
Yeah, you thought the knee was gonna help give it keep it on the board.
You said they had a very extreme lifestyle?
I think so. I think if you put like the timeline over, if you were to show a timeline of just my upbringing, from like when I was a little kid to later on when they got their divorce to now, like it's really all over the place.
Oh, they got divorced when you were younger or when you got older?
When I was a teenager, 17.
17.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
I
need to, like, some people don't care. Like, I've talked to some people and I was like, I didn't understand what was going on at the time. Or they saw it coming.
I saw it coming. They were having their issues for a while.
Okay.
And do you have one more?
Yeah, wait. Something up. How?
I think I'm going,
You're going
a couple times
twice.
in a row.
Oh,
I think I'm going
okay.
a couple times in a row.
How many? Okay.
Okay, so 2 on the board for you. One
you
in the
got
hole.
You got 2 inside and 2 outside. So you got 2 right here.
Yeah.
And then you have 1, 2. So that cancels each other out.
Okay, so I had 6, and then you had 3, 4, 5.
And then 1 flew off the board.
And 1 flew off the board.
Yeah.
So I got 1 point that round.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'm at 7 now.
And I'm still at
And
14.
you're still at 14.
Okay.
Oh, no, when I was really, really bummed when my parents got
Yeah?
divorced. But I knew that it was necessary.
Okay.
I was mature enough to know that it was done. Enough had happened
Yeah.
where I was like, they're not going to get back together. And, like, I don't think they should get back together.
Oh.
Where it got to that point where I was mature enough mentally where I was like, they would be better off going their separate ways and, like, building up a new life, like, in a different area. Kind of.
Yeah. Were they fighting, like, physically, or was it just, like, a lot of arguing?
Not so much physically. No, it never really got too physical.
Okay.
You know, my mom like threw tomatoes at my dad once, like that kind of thing. That was the most physical.
What's he
it
doing?
got.
Comedy?
I know, right?
Tomatoes.
I know, tomatoes. But it never got too like actually physical with them. It was all just like,
when that was happening.
It was all verbal and like that kind of stuff.
Oh, when she threw tomatoes, what did you do? Did you feel the need to jump in and intervene and be like, no, or did you just sit back?
I think I was maybe in bed by then or something. I don't think I saw it happen. Yeah, they were pretty good about, for the most part, fighting like when we would go to bed and then we would hear it downstairs kind of thing. They didn't fight in front of us directly that often. They were pretty good about that.
Oh, they looked the parent out for that. Fighting with the eyes and the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, or my dad would be sleeping in the basement all of a sudden, like, that
Dad's
kind of thing.
Cool now.
Yeah,
got a
Dad
man
just
cave.
moved out. Yeah.
When you were 17 and your parents were going through that divorce, did you lash out? Were you like going to school and misbehaving, or did you take it pretty well?
No, my brother and my sister. I knew you were gonna knock one in.
Yo, I was trying to get all of them in. I thought it would like land them perfectly.
So you got 6. I only have 4. You got 2. So you're up to 16 now, and I'm at 6. Or am I at 6 or 7?
I think you're at 7.
I'm at 7.
Yeah.
16
Actually,
to 7.
No, you're at 8, because if you just got 1 off of this,
I didn't on this round though.
You didn't get nothing? All
no,
right, then you got 7.
Yeah. 16 to 7.
So you never took it out on other kids or anything? You were pretty.
No, my brother and sister, they did their thing where it was like they acted up. I mean, I would act out in school a little bit. Like I'd get some detentions and stuff like that. So I'd mess with my teachers, but I never took it out like on other kids. Like I wasn't getting in fights or anything like that at school. My brother and sister, that's when they started like my sister started like smoking weed and like experimented with some other drugs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Monroe.
No, watch. It's going to fall. Oh, it was moving. When you were talking, it was moving. All right.
No, so I felt, so growing up with, that religious background, I felt like I had to hold it together for the family and be the good example kid because my other siblings were, they were having their crazy thing, but my parents were also having their crazy thing. So I'm just looking all around at everybody not acting how we were raised.
Okay. Did you feel like you had to like become the man of the house at that time? Because you said that you had to hold it together and stuff like that. And did you mean in the sense of like trying to keep the family together or just hold your composure?
I think hold my composure, but also just I didn't want to be another thing for my parents to have to worry about with everything that was going on. So I think it forced me to grow up and mature a little bit more than maybe I even wanted to at the time.
Yeah. God damn, you smoked this round. That goddamn Kansas City coming out of you.
No.
That's nothing, though, when it's hanging in?
So you got 3 on the board. That's 3 points. And then your 3 in the hole. That's 6. But
I got 3 in the hole. Wait. This half one counts?
These count as 1-pointers.
Oh, okay.
So you got 3 right here and then a 3 that went in the hole. So that's 6 points to my 12 points. So I got 6 points that round. So I have 13. And you have 16.
I know, but you called it, though.
Yeah.
You called
Cornhole, anything can happen.
When that whole divorce was going on, did you stay home or did you get to travel to other families' houses and spend the night over there?
It wasn't really like that too much. Like, I ended up moving in with my mom.
Okay.
I would go visit my dad. I'd stay out at my dad's.
How come no one picks the dad?
My brother did.
Oh.
My brother did.
Did it work out for him? Was it fun?
I mean, he was a little bit older at the time. He was like 20 at that point.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little bit different. He was like in his early 20s, and I was like, a year away from graduating high school.
Yeah.
Dang, I was way short.
my heart would be broken if I had a kid and me and my lady split, and then my son go live with the mom. I'd be like, you motherfucker.
But most boys do though.
Most boys choose the mom.
Yeah, my sister, she split her time more evenly than I did.
Yeah.
I chose my mom to live with, and then I would go see my dad like one day out of the week kind of thing.
Yeah.
Out of his place.
Was there a reason? It's just.
I'm a mama's boy. I mean,
Yeah.
that just is what it is. And my dad knows that too.
Yeah.
He knows what it is.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get it. Ain't nothing like your mama's love.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I'm just saying I read in books. I've seen it in movies.
Right.
You know? How were your parents with school when it came to like getting good grades? Were they like sit down at the table and do homework with you, or?
To the best of their ability. They both. My dad had like, I think he had like 3 years in college. Dang. My mom did not she graduated high school, but she didn't go to college to my knowledge. So because when I got my associate's degree, I was the first in my immediate family, like on my mom, like within my mom and dad, to get a college degree. So that was like a big deal that I got my associate's. And then my sister, she got her bachelor's later on, and my brother got his bachelor's, and then yeah, he like went to school.
What'd you get your associates in?
Just of the arts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just needed to prove.
I just needed to
like,
prove.
"Man, I got
like,
the paper that
they
I can
wanted
do
me to do
this
some
shit."
college before I moved to LA because I knew I was moving to LA. Like,
Yeah.
right out of high school, I'm like, I want to move to LA.
Yeah, that was your passion, acting and stuff.
Yep, acting, filmmaking, comedy, all that stuff. Let's see here.
Oh,
I got
you got one in the hole.
So that's 6 altogether for me, and you have 5. So I got 1 point that round.
Okay.
So 16-14. Okay. Okay.
Your parents supported you going to school for arts?
Yeah, they were always very supportive of me, like wanting to follow my dream to move to LA to pursue entertainment.
Even given the stereotype and the bad name that Tinseltown has, what was your send-off when you went to LA? Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I had proven myself so much leading up to that because my brother and sister had been acting out.
Mm-hmm.
My parents had been, they experimented, like I saw my parents drink for the first time. Dang.
Okay.
When they got divorced, and I saw them do drugs for the first time when they
Yeah.
got divorced. So everything that I was raised with kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
But they saw that I kind of kept, the same stuff about me.
Steadfast, baby. You're like, I ain't breaking for nobody.
There we go.
Ooh.
Come on. Don't sink this. Don't sink this. All right. You got 3. You got 6. I got 5. You got the point that round. So 17-14.
17-14. But sorry, we were talking about education up top.
Oh yeah.
When so, what was their technique for educate? Not even their technique. What was their overall stance on education? Was education
grades were very important to them.
Okay.
Very, very important. So they were very proud with when I would do all A's. And then as I got later in high school and college, if I could, with the college, like they knew that I wasn't like continuing my education. They just wanted me to pass at that point. So I had some like C's and like where I was barely passing, like my science, my biology lab was one of the hardest classes I've ever done in my life. Just my brain doesn't work with that. And then I would have to, I remember getting tutoring for algebra from a guy who, now that I look back at it, he was clearly very autistic and he just knew his math.
Don't you have to be autistic to be great at math?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times. But he was, he would help me out after, like I would go to night school while I was working full time during the day in Kansas City to save up money to move out to LA.
Okay.
So I was very, very focused, like very like I'm going to do this. So my parents, like they give it respect because they knew how focused and everything I was on it.
So they didn't have to sit down at the table and smack you in the back of the head for you to do your equations.
No, I would just struggle through it, and then I'd have to get tutoring
Oh.
to do that kind of stuff. But it was important to me too to get good grades. I've always been competitive with whatever I decide to do. Like I said, if I go in on something, I go all in.
And that's still to this day.
Dude,
To this day.
To this day, absolutely, absolutely. Ah, fall. Dang it.
What is that? That at least has to be
6. You got 8, and I got no, I got 6. You got 2 points that round.
Okay.
So you're at 19.
19.
And I'm at 14 still.
19, 14.
So this game could be coming to a close this round.
Were you a part of like church acting teams and stuff like that? Like
there was like
church
some
production?
school dramas and stuff that I would do. I would do plays associated at the church.
Did they come?
Oh, my parents were real good about coming to that stuff.
Were
my
you
mom
the best?
was so supportive. Was I the best?
Were you the best? Be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I took that serious.
Yeah.
Anytime that there was a chance like to be, an older Bible character, I would buy a beard for it. I would go for it. Like my costume would look better than the other kids. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I just lost it. I got 4. Yep. And you got 6. You just got to 21. Monroe.
Yo.
Martin.
This was great. One more question.
Wins.
Win, yo. You had a good time?
Of course.
Had
Thanks
a
for
fun
having
time,
me.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
Tell these people where they can find you.
Jeremiah Stand Up on all social media. I'm very active online. You can check out Stand Up on the Spot as a YouTube series. You can check out Scissor Bros. You can check out Jeremiah Wonders. A lot of stuff. And then
You're doing a
tour
lot.
dates, JeremiahWatkins.com.
JeremiahWatkins.com. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all like, share. I'm talking to the can. I need to talk here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.